Hello everyone and welcome to another video of the Sky channel. Now Gold Armor just got its awakening and everyone has been talking about how effective it has been in the Pangolin. So this video is going to be about Gold Armor and its fancy new awakening. But before we get started, I do want to give a big thank you to Aptoide for sponsoring this video. If you download the game through Aptoide and use our promo code, you will be getting a 10 to 35% bonus on all of your purchases. Meaning that if you buy $100 back, you'll get between $10 to $35 back for you to spend on additional packs. If you're interested, please check out the video that I've shared in the description below to get more information and also find out what's the most updated promo code that we're currently using. Alright, back to our video. Gold Armor Awakening. I'm sure you know that everyone's been talking about it in our Discord channel. I have seen so many different reports. Everyone's saying that they reached their personal best on the Guardian Day because they used Gold Armor. And that reminds me, if you aren't already on our Discord, please join it. Our Discord is now live and I would love for you to join it. Get access to people that are very knowledgeable, or maybe you are the extremely knowledgeable person and want to share some of your learnings with the rest of the team. Please join it because I do want to make it a very solid community, and of course for that I do need you. So go to our YouTube channel, click the link that is up there and click open Discord and just accept invite, and I hope to see you there. Okay, back to Gold Armor. So Gold Armor always had a pretty decent attack. So you can see some of its skills. Skill number 2 at maximum level had a 55% chance to deal 457.5% damage to one enemy squad, which is pretty high. If you go to skill 5, at max level, we're talking 321% damage to 2 squads, which is 642% damage in total, and there's a 40% chance you can do that. Now the damage itself is reasonably high. Of course the chance is fairly low. Now if you go to skill 8, prepares for 1 round and then does 362% damage to 3 squads, which is basically all of the enemy squads, and that goes up to be 1086% damage. Now the only catch is that it prepares for 1 round and has only a 40% chance of dealing this, but still it is a decent amount of damage. So just by looking at this alone, you can see that Gold Armor does have the ability to do a lot of damage, and therefore seems like it would make a reasonable PvE end. But it's actually this awakening that makes it extremely powerful. First thing is that awakening gives a bunch of attack, right? We all know that. It goes all the way up to 60% attack if you are able to make it go all the way to level 40. But that's not the special part. If you look over here, as soon as you unlock Awakening, you get this ability that Gold Armor skill damage gets increased. Now, if you go to the maximum abilities that you can get on Gold Awakening, the first skill is actually increasing Gold Armor skill damage by 25%. Now, you all know that I keep saying skill damage is major, it's extremely important, and 25% skill damage is a lot, and Gold Armor gets that. Amazing, right? But guess what? That's not even the best part. The best part is what it says right after. Meanwhile, the damage of all of our squads to Groundhog and Pangolin is additionally increased by 20%. So Gold Armor skill damage going up by 25%, it's amazing by itself, and you're like, wow, that is so cool. But wait, the second part, you're getting a 20% increase in damage when you're dealing damage to Groundhog and Pangolin, which is essentially most likely the time when you'll be using Gold Armor because it's a PvE end. An additional 20%, but not just to Gold Armor. That's going to all of the squads, which means that if you have a Lathi Sniffer sitting at the back, Lathi Sniffers already do so much damage that, an additional 20%, that's a lot. Or Crimson Pearl, you know what I mean? So basically this first ability is what I consider absolutely crazy. 25% skill damage to Gold Armor, but also an additional 20% to Gold Armor as well as all the other squads when dealing damage to Groundhog and Pangolin. personally, this is probably the one that is making everyone go crazy and get such high damage because it just gets so effective, especially if you have some really big damage dealing ants other than gold armor. Additionally, you get the additional 10% chance of triggering second skill, and then there's a plus 10% chance of triggering the 8th skill as well. And then every time you do trigger the 8th skill, gold armor's attack goes up by 30% and it's stackable up until the end of battle. So that's sweet, but not as sweet as the first one. The first one was just crazy, right? So second skill was about a 55% chance. It goes up to 65%, which is good. You want to have extra damage. And this one was a 40% chance. Of course, it still has that prepares for one round thing, but 40% goes up to 50%. So this is what makes gold armor so deadly in PvE, and that's why people have been talking so much about how it's become a critical part of the PvE lineup. But that's just talk. So let's go to some actual reports and see it in action. Now, before I go into this, I do want to say that I also had an Alliance member try this out on the Pangolin on Guardian Day, and that person was comparing it with Dusky Lurker. So they did 7 attacks with gold armor and 7 attacks with Dusky Lurker, and they noticed that not only their maximum score went up, but the average score went up as well. So with gold armor, it was about 354 million on average, but using Dusky Lurker, it came out to be 322 million. But now let's go into this one. This is Shooter Day, and this is my report, so we'll go into more detail as well. You can see the first 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these are using a lineup that I was considering to be one of the best ones for free-to-play players on Shooter Day. So Wise Berserker, Nibble Tree Ant, and Reap Master. Now let's go into the stars just so that you can see which stars they were and you can have a much better comparison. So Wise Berserker was 0 stars, Nibble Tree Ant was 8 stars, and Reap Master, well, it's 6 stars, but you know what? Reap Master is going to stay in the new one as well, so we're going to ignore that one. And then the next 5, starting from the 307 million, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these are actually using gold armor, Jack Jumper, and Reap Master. Now I do want to show you the stars of this as well, just so you can see what sort of comparison we're making. So gold armor, 0 stars, Jack Jumper, 0 stars. Both of them are level 20 awakening and both of them are blue awakening. Okay, so you can see the numbers right here, right? When we were doing the previous ones, so Nimble Tree Ant with Wise Berserker and Reap Master, we're getting 341, 446, 408, 440, 456 million. So all pretty consistent around the 400 mark, right? Other than that one that was like 340. And once I switched to the gold armor and Jack Jumper and Reap Master lineup, 307, that was a pretty low one. Then 504, which is higher than each of the ones that I got using our previous lineup. Then 442, then 502 again, and then 521 million. So if we're talking stats, so when we weren't using gold armor, the average damage was 418 million, but with gold armor, that damage on average became 455 million. That's an increase of 36 million damage on average. But the best part is, look at the maximum damage. Without gold armor, the maximum was 456 million damage. But with gold armor, that maximum went to 521 million. And that is so important because Pangolin only considers the best 5 hits. It's not about your average damage, it's about the maximum 5 hits. And you can see in just 5 of them, 3 of them were above 500. And the maximum we got without gold armor was actually 456. So 500 is substantially higher than the maximum we got without gold armor. And as a median, without gold armor was 440 million, but with gold armor it was 502 million. And if you go into one of these reports, you'll be able to see the impact that gold armor had. For example, this 502 million one, gold armor did 156 million by itself, which is pretty high. But the fact is that gold armor isn't just doing damage for itself, it's also helping others do a lot of damage. And that's what makes this whole thing so cool. Okay, so I understand that there's never a perfect comparison, right? I removed NTA and Wise Berserker and put in Jack Jumper and Gold Armor, but you can get the idea. Up until now, the best lineup that I was finding was the lineup with Wise Berserker, Nimble Tree Ant, and Reapmaster for a free-to-play player. I noticed a lot of additional damage and I noticed that it was very, very effective. Now, once I changed it to Gold Armor, Jack Jumper, and Reapmaster, it is actually showing amazing results that wasn't there before, which means that Gold Armor is actually really improving our PvE damage. So that sums up this video about the Gold Armor and Gold Armor's Awakening. I hope you liked the video. Please don't forget to join our Discord and say hi to me. Alright, so if you like the video, please like it, please comment below, please subscribe to our channel. If you have any cool Gold Armor reports, please do send them in our Discord. I'd love to check them out. I think it's become a very, very strong PvE and I'm actually pretty grateful that we're able to get it for free. Thank you so much for watching and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.